So I kind of want to do a startup as well. So what was the mentality that you had when you were first starting up? I assume you were recruiting a team before any revenue was involved. I assume you had a little group. Right?
No, I left Smart Recruiters and I was just like I was ready to not have any bosses anymore. So I started my company more of a mindset of like what I want out of life. And I wanted the boss to be the customer, the boss to be the community, the boss to be the site, not the boss to be my boss. So in the beginning, I just had a lot of marketing clients that were paying me to write for them and paying me to help build their sites. And I had these one-off contracts that helped me, get to the next stage, but I was just building a lot of other sites. And then HackerNoon became the site that was cool enough and good enough to kind of be a standalone business. And it hit the spot probably 15 months after working on it where it was enough revenue to pay for my full-time job. So it was a while, and taking on money that wasn't really related to the business that I'm funneling into the business because that's what I could be paid for. So, software development is super relatable. Get a couple contracts in software development where that only takes you 15 or 20 hours a week, and you have 20 or 30 to build your thing. Like, you can kind of you can get to revenue on your own. It's possible.
All right. Yeah, because I share that same idea, where like I'm not known the boss, we're all in it, together, we're all have something to contribute, we all kind of keep each other on check type of thing, you know what I mean? That's kind of, so I can relate to that, so.
But once the boss is your customer, it's like, it also kind of sucks though.
Yeah.
It changes your salary.
Yeah, like we're up here, but you guys think we're the boss, like we're your bitches. Like you guys are paying, all of you are the bosses, and me and Nas dance your guys' whims. So you have to understand, like every single one of you is a boss, and we're not. Okay? So you have to make sure you also understand that part of it as well.
You said when you start, you work part-time. So when you decide to come out with HackerNoon and Cassie just well with Clever Programmer, did you just start like that, just without create a LLC or corporate, something like that? This is more business, not technical question. When you start the business itself, do you create the LLC first, or when you see you are making money, then you make the company like real company?
This is probably not the right way to do it. So that aside, but the way I did it, I kept my full-time job, created an S-Corp, because I thought, so an S-Corp, an LLC, they have different pros and cons. An S-Corp can be good because they avoid the double tax that an LLC has in terms of income to you and income to the company. So an S-Corp is judged based on profit to the person. So if you want to have a small profitable business, it's kind of a good way to go. But what I did was overpay, have a decent lawyer to do it, and then I decided, hey, I'm going to put $10,000 of my own money in and have an app developed and hire 2 software developers and have this little thing. And I built an app that no one uses and is currently dead. And if you dig deep enough in the internet to find it, I'll send you a bottle of wine. But then that went on. Then I quit my job and had clients, so basically 2 part-time. My startup is the part-time, and I used my client income and put it into the startup and hired more software development. And then revenue was high enough to be 1 job. Then revenue was high enough to be 2 jobs. Then it was high enough to be more. So that's kind of like the early days of how I went about it.
That's awesome, by the way. I think one thing for a lot of people, if you're going to go your own route, I think really understand something with marketing or how to actually monetize the thing you're doing. Because oftentimes, money is the thing that will become a logistical issue or a practical issue if you don't have that. So for me, what I started doing was I started making my YouTube content while I was still going to college. I was still doing almost full-time work. I had my own clients, but I was just teaching them either coding or chess or working with clients and helping build their software. And that was bringing in about a 6-figure income for me. I was building YouTube on the side. For me, one of the biggest things is like once that thing becomes profitable and it's shown proof, then essentially I call it like earn the right to do it, right? So it's like if you want to earn the right to drop out, don't just drop out of college. I feel like maybe earn the right to drop out of college. So for me, it was earned the right to just go all in and make
That's
it
cool.
an LLC. Yeah, just because I know so many stories where people start working on their business cards and their LLCs and whatnot, and then it never becomes anything. Just like prove, this is just how I did it, so take it with a grain of salt, but I prove the thing first, and once it starts making money, okay, now it's viable enough, let's actually go with it.